when I started feeding them the minerals and the kelp, we saw a massive boost in how well the pigs were doing. All right, well, this fills up. Good morning, beautiful people. The weather is warming up. Yesterday it got up to about 89 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot. That's hot. It's starting to feel like summer is upon us. When it starts getting up this hot, that's when the garden grows the best and the jungle reaches its full growing potential. So I've got to move the pigs off in the woods. I don't think that'll be today. I've got so much I've got to do. So, those of you who haven't seen, this is the pig house that I built out of lumber I milled. They used it for the most part until I put a whole bunch of hay in here. It was a bale that a friend brought. We put it in here. They kind of played through it, ate what they wanted, and now they sleep out here. You can see they've kind of got a nice little bed going on over here. I don't even use their house. And we haven't had hardly any rain, so they don't even use it to stay out of the rain. But it's okay, it's not so muddy down here. But the problem is when we don't get rain and there's no mud, there's no puddles, they start playing in their waterer. And they figured out how to make a mud hole, which that's what pigs do. Pigs have to have a mud hole, otherwise they'll get too hot. So I'll oblige, I'll give them some mud. What I've been doing with our other pigs. Honestly, they seem pretty miserable when they don't have a mud hole. They'll come and find a shady spot and lay down, and they're just, you can tell they're hot. They're not loving life. So I've taken to putting a sprinkler out here, and I'll run it until it gets muddy, and then they're happy as pigs can be. I think the saying is happy as a pig in mud. All right, so while I'm down here, I think we talked about it. We might be having piglets. 3 weeks ago. I think this coming weekend is going to be 3 weeks. A pig cycles every 3 weeks, so if Lamb Chop comes into heat, then we know that Bubbles didn't get his job done. If she doesn't, then chances are that means we're in 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, we will have little baby fuzzy pigs running around. If it happens, it happens. If not, we'll just keep trying. Well, they'll keep trying. We'll keep being patient. All right, I'm gonna get these waters filled up. Looks like Bubbles is just about out of his tank of water. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this barrel and give it to the feeder pigs, the Shire pigs as we've taken to calling them, because they're Hampshire Berkshire crosses, so Berkshire, Shire pigs. Yeah, anyways. I'm gonna dump this one out, get this over there. I'm gonna fill up this one. It's a bunch of chores today. And tomorrow for us, we get to butcher our meat birds. It's our first batch of the year. We're excited. I made a chicken plucker. Like, that was a cool project. You guys have probably already seen that video at this point. It's gonna be a busy day. So I'm gonna get this water dumped out and moved. Perfect timing. I'm just gonna let that overflow and fill that mud hole up. So while we're sitting here and I'm thinking about it, for anybody who is curious, if you have pigs or, you know, even a dog, this system would work for a dog. You can order these little water nipples. You can order these. I think we got I don't know, like a 5 or 6 pack from Amazon for 15 bucks. They work really well. You put them off the bottom, so there's always water in there. I think that's like, you know, 25, 30 gallons, something like that in the bottom. So there's weight in this thing. So when that's empty, they can't knock it over and throw the barrel around. We have had really good luck with these. I think the only thing is I need to figure out a way to, I want to make some sort of screw-in stick. I've got the plug in there. I think I could screw a piece of pipe into it, knock the little plug out, and I could put a flag in there so I could see when they're empty from afar instead of having to come in here and shake the thing. But they work really, really well until they start playing in them. When they start playing in them, that's when you start running out of water. But for the most part, it's kind of hard for them to play in these waterers. They can't just knock them over. I'll show you what we've got going on with the Shire pigs and why I'm moving one of these barrels over there. The Shire pigs have just like a bowl. I stuck a bowl in a tire so they can't knock it over. But what they do is they go and get as much of themselves in the water bowl as they can if they run out of mud, because they're trying to cool down. But it makes their drinking water absolutely disgusting. So that's why I'm gonna move one of these over there for them. All right, so I stuck a bowl in a tire, and that's what I've been doing for water for them. I have to come out and fill it up twice a day. It's kind of a hassle. I know, I'll feed you in a minute. It's kind of worked, but they make it so nasty. I actually have to pick the thing up, rinse it out, and yeah. So we're gonna move to a drum waterer. That's what they think of that waterer. Really, guys? I walk up there to get the feed, and that's what you do to your waterer? Thanks a lot. I'm sorry I made you wait. I had to get water for the other guys. Looks like you guys need water too. Best view on the property right here. I see some boys doing chicken chores. They're excited. This is the last day they're gonna have to worry about chicken chores. Last move. Are you excited?
Yeah.
You get at least a 2-week break.
At least.
If that, maybe a week break. But they're a lot easier to deal with when they're barely eating anything a day, and
Yeah.
you guys have done a good job. We have no casualties. They look good too. See, the way we planned it was we actually started in this swale just past the fire pit right there. They go all the way down to the driveway, cross over into this one, come all the way back, and we end right here, next to the end of the road. All right, since I've had people ask, what are we doing for feed? We are using New Country Organics. This is just their regular pig feed, soy-free. I've had a lot of people, how much are you feeding them? Well, it depends on the pigs. The Mangalitzas, since they're our breeding pair, they get a little bit less feed because we want to keep them leaner, so it's easier for them to, breed. The guinea hogs, they get 4 scoops a day soaked. The Shire pigs, they get 5 scoops a day soaked. Now, why do we soak it? Soaking the feed actually helps to start breaking it down before they even eat it, making it easy to digest. It's the same thing with humans. If you soak your grains before you eat them, the nutrients become digestible, easily digestible. We have noticed soaking the feed versus not soaking the feed, there's a 20% increase in what you get out of your feed. We'll know more come butcher time with the pigs. That's been the numbers with the meat birds. So, apple cider vinegar. I do about 6 ounces per bucket because the vinegar actually helps, what's it called, the anti-nutrients to break down. I forget the terminology. If I do one with water and one with water and vinegar, the one with vinegar by the next day is just crawling out of the bucket, foaming. It smells like you're making beer or something. It smells really good actually, versus this one. This one will still do it, but it will take 2 to 3 days rather than just 24 hours. So that's why I do the vinegar. Then something else I'm doing is we have trace minerals. This is Redmond Trace Minerals. I try to do like 2 tablespoons. So, you know, about that much. About that much. And then I also do kelp. They're getting kelp. Same amount, like 2 tablespoons, something like that. And when I started feeding them the kelp and the minerals, come on, focus you camera. When I started feeding them the minerals and the kelp, we saw a massive boost in how well the pigs were doing. They just look healthier, they act like they feel better. The stuff I've read, once you get your mineral regimen dialed in, you will have some healthy animals, and that's what it looks like we've got going on right now. They seem like they're doing really, really good. And all I do is give it a stir, a little homemade stir stick. And that's about it. That's it for chores. All right, I'm gonna go eat breakfast, and then we're gonna get setting up the chicken workstation. So what you got going on today? It looks like you are editing and cooking.
That's normal.
Like multitasking.
Yes.
Scrambled eggs and
Banana chocolate chip
banana chocolate chip muffins.
muffins.
Those are amazing. All right, that was a good breakfast. Got my help, got my coffee, got my water. We're gonna go get this chicken butchering spot set up. So we're gonna get this tarp draped over and get everything set up to where it's under shade, because yeah, about this time tomorrow we're gonna be right in the middle of butchering 75 birds. But I think I'm gonna plant a post to tie this off to, and I think that'll help. Eventually we're going to build kind of like a carport. It's gonna be a structure built out, maybe 60 feet, something like that. We've discussed various sizes, but basically a roof with some pretty good size to it. Kind of, people out here call them like a shed. It's just gonna be a roof, no walls, and we're gonna pour a slab down here. We'll get this all graded out in front of the barn. We're gonna pour concrete in the barn, and then we'll pour a slab out here. We'll put in drainage, we'll get everything all dialed in, we'll get water down here, electricity, lights, and this will be our outdoor butchering area. All right, thank you for the postal digger. I think I'm just gonna plant it about right here.
You have your giant auger mounted to your...
Yeah, I don't know if we've showed that on YouTube. The man mangler?
Yeah.
That would work. We'll just use the postal digger to clean out the hole. Hope there's not a tree right here, like a stump. That's hard.
Post number 1 done.
Hey, look, it's still open. Take the headphones.
We are mostly set up. Kill, scald, pluck, eviscerate, cool. And we'll do it all in shade. Oh, it makes quite a difference being here under shade. This is nice. That, for the most part, is it for today's setup. Let's go see what Meg's doing. Meg's actually doing something a lot of you will be excited to find out. I'll go up there and talk about it. She's already got the ACs running. It must be busy. All right, so it smells really good in here.
Does it?
You want to explain to the
I'm nose blind.
people of the internet what's going on?
Bumblewood is making a resurgence. Is that the word?
Bumblewood is on its way back.
Yes.
So for those of you who are new, who don't know, Meg has had a handmade soap skincare company. She's been doing it for
8 years.
8 years. Woo!
He's 9.
Yeah, that's right. You started it after.
He
Woo!
was born.
So there's a huge backstory that goes into it, but started her on the journey to finding better skincare products, you know, more natural and healthier options. And so we're here. We've got Brianna here. She's, I guess, interning
Yep.
for a few months.
Part of her college education. So she needed an intern. It was like, well, I need to make soap. So this works out.
Works out perfect. All right, so anybody who doesn't know, the soap has to cure for a month. So at the time of watching this, you got at least a month before it's
Yes.
ready. So
Yes, you do. So,
we'll start filling up this soap rack with soap, and in a month we'll have a sale and probably watch it fly out the door.
Yes.
Like we did last time we had a sale.
Yes. But it's coming, y'all.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Stay tuned.
Oh, we couldn't.
All right, so last we left off, we're butchering chickens. We actually made really good time. We got everything done in 4 hours of work. That includes piecing everything out.
Yeah.
We found one of the last times we did chicken, piecing them out is so convenient.
Oh, it's so nice for cooking.
We have like boneless, skinless chicken breasts,
Yes.
leg quarters,
Yes.
and
And
wings.
wings.
And we might have already demolished a good chunk of those wings.
We did.
That's a
It's
treat.
tasty.
One of the things we're going to talk about, because I know people are going to want to ask, how did the plucker work? Plucker worked okay. And I think I'd said before, I think the weak spot's going to be the motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
It worked. It worked great for the smaller chickens, you know, the around, I'd say like the 5-pound range.
Yeah.
Which the majority were.
Yes.
But the motor is too weak. So,
But it started like bogging down.
yeah, it would bog down. It would slow down, and
Kind of.
there was a couple times I'd have to stop it, move the chicken, and then let it get back up to speed and then drop it.
Yeah.
So I'm ordering a bigger motor.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a 0.5 horsepower motor, and everything I'd read was you need like a horse and a half or 2 horse or
Right.
so bigger motors on the way.
Yes.
Other than that, like I'm pretty happy with it. Like it
was
plucks
cool.
a chicken.
It was cool.
But
Bill brought his.
Bill brought his,
Thankfully,
and
just in case, and the just in case came.
saved the day.
He did.
So, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with
Worked
it.
out pretty well. So anybody who's building one, size up on your motor.
Yeah, get a bigger motor than you think you need.
Yes. All right, now the numbers.
The numbers. Let's talk
everybody
numbers.
Everybody likes to know. All right, so we got our meat birds from Murray McMurray Hatchery. Thank you to them for sending us birds. We appreciate that. And so they're the jumbo Cornish cross. They were unsexed. So,
it was straight run.
Yeah, it was straight run. So we had a mix of male and female.
I think we had probably more males,
Okay.
which that worked out because
Yeah.
the males tend to get bigger.
Right.
But we had some really honking hens in there too.
We did. There's some big ladies. So we went for a total of 8.5 weeks, because by the time we got to butchering, it was like a half a week more. But it worked out, and we didn't lose anybody after the first few that we lost in shipping.
Yeah,
So,
there's the ones that died in shipping, and then immediately after that, like, you know, the first day, it's like, that one's not going to make it. That's kind of expected. Shipping is hard on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, really not that bad.
no losses. They did great.
So it was 72?
72 total.
All said and done
Yes.
out of the 75 we ordered.
Right.
So yeah,
So
that's
we
pretty
did
good.
Pretty good. So total average weight for all of 72 birds was 5 pounds, 0.06. So just over
just
5
over
pounds,
5.
which is really good. Like if we can get a 5 pound average at least, we're pretty happy with that.
What were some of the big ones?
One of the biggest ones was 6 pounds 11. 6'9",
almost 7
6'9".
ounces.
So those are some of the biggest ones. We did have a few small ones that were like 2 pounds 13. We always have a shrimpy one, at least.
They just never get big enough to reach
Yeah.
the feeder.
Yeah, it happens. And then we did New Country feed, like you talked about earlier. We did dry. We didn't soak their feed. We
Yeah.
just did dry this year. Because by the time we get to the end with that many birds, trying to soak that much feed
Trying to soak, you know, the meat birds will eat 50 pounds of feed a day
Yeah.
in the last 2 weeks. I'd say like the last 2 to 3 weeks, they eat more than the entire first 6 weeks.
Yes, they do.
They eat so much at the end. And so trying to soak that much feed, oh my gosh, like I need drums at that point to
Yeah.
soak that much feed.
We're just not set up for that
No,
kind of
it's just-
soaking.
So dry's fine.
And we still got 5 pound birds.
Yeah.
So we're doing pretty good. The first 2 weeks were on starter,
Mm-hmm.
and then the last 6 weeks were on just broiler feed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that came out to, it was about $10.94 a bird.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Sorry, had to change arms. This arm's starting to shake.
So per pound, that's about $2.16 a pound. So for organic, grass-fed, like pasture-raised birds, like that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You can't find that at the grocery store for that
No,
price.
you can't. I mean, you go to Whole Foods and get, you know, a pasture rate, which you never know if you're actually getting that or what that title means at a grocery store. But if you go to Whole Foods, those birds are like $25, $30.
Yeah, per bird.
So $11 per bird is
Pretty good price.
for a home.
For organic, soy-free,
Yeah,
all that.
pasture raised. Yeah, you just got to put in some work, which is worth it.
Yep.
So all in
So,
all, pretty good.
yep.
So the next batch will be here in a week. The kids are not excited, but they did a good job.
That's all right.
They raised those birds themselves.
They
this year,
did.
and
They did a very good job. Kept them alive
yeah,
all the way to the end.
yeah,
They're very happy in there. They're in between.
yeah. But it was cool the other night when we were eating the wings. We were like, guys, you raised this chicken, and they're like, oh, that's cool.
So that's gonna do it for us. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.